The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine, podcast, and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Renee Merkle, Sovereign Magazine's multidimensional channel and quantum new earth mentor columnist. She is here to activate spiritual leaders into world-shifting embodiment. Through her transmissions from galactic and ascended realms, she sparks transformation beyond logic and guides others to lead from pure frequency. Her work isn't for those who want incremental change. It is for those ready to burn the old rulebook, lead from pure frequency, and create a reality that defies logic. She doesn't simply guide you, she reignites you. Welcome back, Renee.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay. We are going to be talking about being determined and resilient, which is our June full moon issue. And in your article, The Alchemy of Resilience, Turning Pain into Power, you share a lot about your personal journey and how resilient you have had to be over the years from birth on. And so why don't you share a little bit about your story and why you wrote it?
So I came into this world at 4 pounds, 1 ounce with a hole in my heart as a twin with a twin brother who only had half of his heart developed. And he was about 5.5 pounds. And looking at the two of us, he got the Cherokee and Pawnee skin tone. He looked healthy. You would think that he was the one to survive. And then here's me, this little 4-pound tiny baby. And the doctors pulled me out first because they knew something was wrong with him. And it was that the doctors, actually looking at both of us, you would think that neither one of us was going to survive. Yet, within the first week of my life, I had, wiggled my umbilical cord off. I would always wiggle from wherever I was in the incubator to the corner when I heard my dad coming. And I was very early on everything. All of those milestones growing up, I was early. My hole in my heart closed on its own before I was 2. And at one point, I had gotten down to 3 pounds. And you would really think that I was not going to be here. But I came in with a soul mission to lead the ascension of humanity and Earth. So there was no way that a little hole in my heart and being a little scrawny runt was going to keep me from completing my mission. And so I had a very rough childhood because my twin brother passed when we were 10 days old. My dad turned to drugs, and that really caused a lot of issues within my household. There's so much that I could go into around this, but all of the things that I have gone through, losing my twin, having the hole in my heart, having a difficult childhood where I was basically raising myself because my mom couldn't really depend on my dad and she was always at work. Still knowing that I was here for changing the world. As far back as I could remember, I knew I was here to change the world. And having to go live with my grandma at the age of 14, my mom dying when I was 19, my entire world changing overnight at both 14 and 19, having to grow up and become an adult at 14, having to navigate a world without your mom at 19 when, you really do need your mom when you're a woman. And my grandma passing, I've had so much happen. Yet all of these tragic events that would take most people down, having my innate, solid faith that God would never give me anything I could not handle, knowing that I was here with a mission, gave me the resilience to get through every single challenge that I have been through my entire life. And the first 30 years of my life were very hard. And I had to depend on myself to get through all of those things because I didn't have anyone that I could depend on to help me get through that. My godmother stepped in when my mom passed because my mom knew she was going, even though she had a massive heart attack. And my mom was also a psychic medium, so she knew ahead of time, like everyone knows ahead of time. And she had my godmother promise that she would look after me. And so even with that support, my family just kind of fell apart when my mom passed and when my grandma passed, and my grandpa had passed when I turned 14 as well. So there were just all of these things where the solid family structure that I had growing up just kind of fell apart over years. And with every single thing that I have been through, it has given me the initiation into becoming a stronger leader because I've been through so many things. I can show you how to clear that energy to turn it into your personal superpowers. And it is the things that we have put on our path, especially when we are here with a soul mission to lead, to help others. If you're doing light work in any way, you've put all of this in your soul blueprint in order to help you to become the leader for the people that you're here to serve. And I talk to client after client and they're like, I didn't ask for this. And I'm like, oh, go look back at your soul blueprint. Look at those soul contracts. You put all of this in your path so that you could have the resiliency, so that you could be the frequency that shifts everything for others. And you see it time and time again where someone will have some sort of tragedy happen. Let's say their child dies in a tragic way. And then they have a mission activated to start a foundation to help other children who have had that same thing happen. Is it Jem Walsh that started the foundation for his son? And so these are huge missions that come online from the tragedy, but it was a soul contract to have it happen so that this thing could come into the world. And think of like the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, all of these different huge organizations that are here to serve in a bigger capacity. Think about how we ended up with seatbelt laws. All of that kind of thing happened because there was a tragedy that initiated the mission. Yeah.
So this resonates so much with me because I too have had a very challenging life. Also dealt with a biological mother who struggled with substance abuse and so many things. And I really have tapped into this new way of thinking about being determined and resilient, and that sometimes it is our divine devotion to struggle a little bit. I was actually having this conversation with my daughter in the car today that people who never have to struggle don't have resiliency because everything has just come so easy. And it's not that we have to struggle and everything has to be really challenging. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we can turn strength or turn struggle into strength. And we build that resiliency through the things that we have had to go through. And so when you said initiation, I absolutely love that word. Also, invitation. It is an invitation for us to build our divine gifts and recode paths of struggling to a way of strength. What the Feminine, a show designed to show the world how to have crucial conversations and still possess conscious choice, remain curious, and be considerate of others' opinions, beliefs, and ideologies. In every episode, we go where most avoid, navigating nuance, honoring differences, and embodying the healthy feminine and masculine as the gateway to global healing. This is not about sides. This is about sovereignty, and you're invited to witness it all. Watch the live recordings exclusively in Sovereign Community, where the conversation begins with you. And so that really resonated with me. But what I'm wondering is when you have a client who is really in disbelief, how do you help them get to that next level? Like if you're going to give them some takeaways today as part of our steps to your sovereign self, how would you help them tap into the identity of strength during times of struggle?
Okay, so first thing I ever tell anyone is that I've been through it, and I'm proof that you can get through it. There is nothing that you are going to go through that you cannot handle. You are built for this. Now, there are times where we can become victims and identify with being the victim and give our power away, and that serves us in a way. But that doesn't help you with creating the resiliency and the determination. And like for myself, I was determined that everything I have been through is not going to define me. Thinking about how some people will be like, oh, that's just, I'm a product of my reality or whatever. And I was very determined that was not going to be my case. I put myself through college. I got my degree. Even without the support, I made it happen. And so there can be energy that is in our field that keeps us from moving past those things. Energy is energy, and energy can be transmuted. You do not have to be a product of your circumstances. You have everything you need within to complete your mission, whatever your mission is. And so if you have everything you need within you already, there is nothing that can stop you, nothing that can hold you back except for yourself. So you need to make the decision of what reality do you want to live in? Do you want to continue the pattern that you've been repeating, or do you want to break it and move past it?
Yeah, we need to learn to recognize our patterns, take inspired action, take it as an invitation, a gift to look into ourselves. And, sometimes we go through grief and loss, but it teaches us so much. When I lost my dad, I learned so much about myself, about crossing over. I mean, he visits me so much. I'm still learning from him so much. And so every pain point doesn't necessarily have to continue in that way. It can become your power, just like you mentioned in your article.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if you have any questions for Rennie about pain and power, resiliency, invitations, initiations, definitely connect with her in our community. She is there, community.sovereign-magazine.com. She also will be back for some more next month on the new moon and the full moon. All her details are in the show notes. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.